to another episode of What Healthcare Radio's podcast. Today we have with us Nakshi, who is a founder of Inha Wellness. Now, Inha Wellness is a brainchild of Nakshi, a young visionary with a high emotional quotient and expertise in the field of mindfulness and wellness. Today, she will be giving us an insight into the journey of Inha Wellness and how it all began. Nakshi, over to you.
Thank you, Sujatha. So, to give you guys a little bit of a brief on what Inha Wellness is all about, it's a place where one would experience spiritual, emotional, mental breakthroughs with everything that one is dealing with in their lives, not necessarily only from the present times, but also from the childhood, which we call subconscious. Which we also say that a lot of the root cause of everything that we kind of experience, is in the subconscious or the formative years of our life. And that's our expertise to kind of work with that, give these kind of spiritual, emotional, and mental breakthroughs. We also work with aligning with all the different kind of healing modalities, tools, techniques that one requires, equipping one with aligning their mind, body, energy, and working in a holistic manner. We're currently moving towards venturing into a wellness tech company as well, which would allow us to understand people, give out assessment reports in terms of where they are, where they can be, what they can use to kind of help themselves. My journey with Inha began about 10 years ago. It started with me experiencing, a lot of difficulties with my mother's health issue, which was an incurable form of cancer. And that's the point which got me to realize or question the system, or kind of say that, maybe there is more as a complementary approach or an integrative approach along with medicine. Maybe there is more out there which we're not tapping into enough. And that got me to start on my journey, especially after she passed away, because that left, a huge question within me. And since then, I kind of traveled across to study different modalities, starting from theta healing to NLP to Jungshim counseling to hypnosis, past life, all of that was there, and a lot that the world has moved forward, and there's a lot of updated stuff that has come out now. Constantly having to update myself and study with everything that exists, and finding a way to kind of customize, incorporate from problem statement, from people to people, from organizations to organizations, and what they really kind of require. So that's pretty much been my journey.
COVID 19 has placed a massive burden on the healthcare system. But what also came into light is the mental wellness factor for people. So, why do you think taking care of your fitness and wellness is so important in today's age?
So, we've seen with COVID, the biggest aspect has been that has also highlighted is, like you said, mental wellness and the immunity systems that we have. Right, there has been constant studies and research which is developing a relationship or an understanding that how the mind and the body are connected. If you're experiencing something with the physical body, it also has its implications on the mind, or vice versa, and they are both kind of connected, right? And that's why I feel like it's very important in today's day and time to not only focus on fitness but also wellness as an integrated approach, where it's the mind body both that are taken care of, or both that have been looked upon, because a lot of the immunity building is not just physically being fit but also comes from mentally being fit, right? It's a both mind body connection that one can't say that I will only work on the body, or one can't say I'll only work on the mind. And that is what has come to light. People have begun to understand that and become aware that both are kind of equally important in their own ways. A lot of our triggers could be lying where in the mind, and the catalyst to that could be our lifestyle, our fitness, our bodies, everything that we experience, the food, the nutrition, all of that, right? So it or the trigger lies where the in the lifestyle, and the catalyst of it could be what you're dealing with mentally. And that's why I think, again, like, the both are equally important.
Why should people join you in Inha at the and what kind of experience can they have?
So when one walks into Inha, there are various aspects or various ways of how they can start their journey. One is a one-on-one approach where someone already knows or recognizes that a one-on-one, sessions could kind of help them get to the crux of or the root of whatever they're dealing with and kind of turn that around. It's a three-step process. The first step is of discovery. The second step is of kind of releasing and cleansing all of that, identifying those patterns, behaviors, personalities. And once you integrate all these methods and tools and techniques to release that, the third step is to kind of see the changes and experience the changes, though one sees changes from session to session in the meantime. The second way of going about it is group sessions, where a lot of people feel that being connected to or being in a group setting would help them, motivate to do something or make the change or shifts in their lives more naturally. So we have group sessions which are shorter, which are, on a weekly basis, where people feel more secure being in a group environment. The third one is that we have is a retreat format, where one may say, I do not have a lot of time and I'm very busy with the schedule, but cutting off from the noise and being away or at a destination for 2 to 3 days kind of helps them just focus and align on their energies, learn new things, go through the cleanse, go through the release, and come back and find a way to use it sustainably, everything that they have learned. And this is for individuals, this is for parent and child, this is for organizations or corporates as well. So this is the kind of experience that one kind of would have, and the different offerings that we would have when one works with Inha.
What are you most looking forward to about Inha wellness experience in the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, we do look at growing into a complete brand, which would have everything under one umbrella. Because we've noticed that not one specific modality or a technique would work for you for the rest of your life. You're going to be at different stages in your life and different intervals. You may require different combinations of techniques or technology for that matter, or with regards to mental health per se. And that's what we would be incorporating all of it together under one roof. We would also be making a lot of these things accessible through technology in the coming years, where you could be in any part of the world and there could be a lot of technology that has been put into place for you to be able to access and work with your mind and body or your mental health to be in place. You may not really need to, we've already moved to online sessions and stuff like that much before COVID happened, which people have been very receptive to. You could be sitting in any part of the world and get connected and, start seeing the changes. And that has made no difference from in person to online. At the same time, we do see our team. Currently, we're a team of about 20, but we do see our team in the next 5 years growing into 1,000 people team who would be at the back end supporting, the one-on-one sessions, all the information, the training, getting updated with what's new in the field, and kind of giving that out to people. That's what we see in how growing into.
What is the one thing that you can advise to stay out of a doctor's office?
That's a bit of a tough one because there are certain things which are unavoidable. I myself am someone who does not resort to medicine or allopathy very easily because I like to challenge my body to kind of see how it can fight anything that it meets or deals with. But for sure, things like gratitude, journaling, emotional cleanse and detox, I would say, is very important on a regular basis. from the childhood we are trained to have a discipline, have a routine, have a hygiene discipline, have a work discipline, make something, make a career, but we're not trained to have an emotional cleanse or an emotional discipline, or have healthy emotional discussions, so that you can let go of everything that you're working with or you're living with. And there is communication between two people, having healthy communication. So that is something that I would say, if you develop that, whether from childhood or from today, if you start having that discipline as well of emotional detox and cleanse. Sometimes you also want to review your relationships, your friendships, your everything that you're surrounded with, right? Because what is toxic and what is not is also something that's important for you to recognize, and change that if that needs to be done, or make that better, or work towards making that better. And nobody sort of teaches that to us, in and that's where the whole gap lies, which is why we're so naturally thinking that, oh, my health condition is this, or I have a headache and I can just go to the doctor and take a medicine. But all of that in the medicine space that you're dealing with is you're solving your symptoms, but you're not solving the root cause of it. And I would say building this discipline of emotional detox and cleansing on a regular basis, or healthy communication, whether that it's a tough conversation that you're having with someone, but if it needs to be had, it needs to be done, and so that it's out of your system. And I think that's what would keep you out of a doctor's office.
What do you see as the trends in the industry?
The current trends that are going on in the industry, would you say from a
From the
practicing point
wellness,
of view, or
the
from what people are experiencing?
no, the practicing point of view. In terms of
Practicing.
in terms of, there are a whole lot of wellness organizations which have come up, and more so during the COVID era. So,
Correct.
what are the other trends that you see?
So the trends that I see is people are moving towards a lot of meditation, or feeling the need for a lot of meditation. There are a lot of buzzwords or keywords like meditation, manifesting. That there's a concept where now everyone has become open to, let me manifest this. If it's not happening in my life, let me kind of manifest it. There is the concept of, I mean, there are a lot of apps that have come out which kind of throw out meditations that are best meant for you, based on your personality, or based on your emotions that you're feeling on a daily basis. It's quite at a nascent stage, but it's pretty much come out. There are a lot of brands which have come up with that. There's also a lot of mind body connection, healthy eating, and emotional understanding, all of that has come out. There is a surge of technology that may kind of open up because of how all of us have needed to go online, with our therapies, offering all of that online as well, remote as well. um, so yeah, these are the common things that I'm seeing, or as trends, that a lot of wellness experts or industry is kind of moving towards.
What's the biggest challenge Inha is facing right now?
I don't think we're really facing a challenge. Back in the days, for sure, if you would ask me, the challenge was awareness, lack of awareness, or how people are not so open, or think that reaching out to a professional or a wellness expert is taboo. Talking about your concerns is a taboo, or consulting somebody for professional help is a taboo. But that is changing. But I would say, if you would ask me what is that one challenge that we are facing, this would still be a challenge where it's still very slow. I mean, in spite of knowing that you have issues and you have problem statements, it takes a lot of courage. It takes so much from a person to kind of reach out and say, hey, I need help. And without that being judged by other people, or without they judging that, or without that being taboo for them.
Could you explain what Inha means?
The concept, or the word Inha, came from, there were two aspects that it got inspired from. One was inhale, when you're breathing in, basically. So what I've noticed in my practice is that when somebody has to make the change, they before they take the first step, they kind of, you take in that deep breath and you say, okay, I'm going to do this. And that breath, that first breath that you take, towards the change, is where Inha came from officially, and then we had another meaning to it, which also turned into inner happiness, is what one seeks this journey for. So that's what the brand means.
Thank you, Nakshi. Thank you for your time and thank you for giving us insights into Inha Wellness.
Thank you, Sujatha. Thank you so much. It was lovely chatting with you.